Hello and welcome. Welcome to another episode of Lunch with Lisa. I am Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing, and I teach my clients how to get their bodies to heal themselves naturally. So, well, pardon me, welcome. So I'm very happy that you've joined me today. So today, let's talk about self-healing, and let's also talk about the automatic programming that we have received. What do we do automatically? What are the things that we have been programmed to do? When we look at this automatic programming, for years and years and years, I just got up every morning and just made a cup of coffee. Didn't even think about it. Or you get up in the morning and, you just automatically have the same exact routine every morning. You just do the same thing every day without really thinking about it, or you come home from work and have a glass of wine, just don't even think about it. You know, every year you go for your annual checkup, don't even think about it. Like, what are the things that we do automatically without even thinking about it? Just think about that for a moment. And one of the things that we as humanity are programmed to do is every time we don't feel well, we're programmed to just go to the doctor. We really don't even think about it most of the time. Oh no, I'm sick. I better go and see what's wrong with me. Well, what if there's actually nothing wrong with us? And what if that automatic programming is actually preventing us from seeing the amazing self-healing capacity of our bodies? What if, because we don't give our bodies the opportunity to heal themselves, we don't experience self-healing? You see, our bodies are designed to heal themselves. This is obvious when we look and we see that every time we get a cut, the body seals itself back up automatically. We don't have to do anything other than provide it the proper environment. We can't keep opening up the wound and expect it to heal, right? We have to provide the proper environment, and the body simply heals itself. You break your arm, you set it, you provide the proper environment for the body, and the body mends itself. Not only does it heal that broken bone, it actually increases the strength when it heals, because it heals that bone even thicker than it was before. Why? Because then if you bump that arm again, it's less likely to break another time. So the body is constantly healing itself and upgrading itself. This is the design. Our bodies are designed to heal themselves. But unfortunately, we have been programmed for disease. We have been programmed to give our self-healing powers away to the medical establishment. So if we're looking for somebody else to do the healing for us, our bodies are not able to do their own healing. Like, these two things are mutually exclusive. may sound kind of funny, but if you really listen to this logic, it actually is incredibly simple. But when we have been programmed, when we are operating on automatic pilot, we simply walk down the road that we've been guided to go down. And the road that we have been guided to go down is the pharmaceutical road. We haven't been guided down the self-healing road. We haven't been guided down the road that shows us that we can actually trust our bodies, that we can actually develop a relationship with our bodies, that we can actually communicate with ourselves. We haven't been guided down that road. We are being constantly guided down the road of the medical model. Every other commercial on TV, pharmaceutical commercial. Ask your doctor, is this pill right for you? Get the shot, get the... Constantly guided down that pathway. And that pathway is the antithesis of self-healing, which is our natural design. So what do we do about this? Well, when I found myself in a predicament facing cancer, I realized I could not go down the pre-paved path. I had no interest in going down that route. I had no interest in getting immersed in the medical model. I did have great interest in learning how to manage my own body so that I could get my own body to heal itself. Because I knew that if I could get my body to heal itself naturally, I would never have to worry about another disease. Because if I could heal myself from one disease, then I could heal myself from all of them. So I set down a different pathway. I set on the road to self-discovery. I set off on my own inner journey to activate my own powers of self-healing. And I made some pretty dramatic discoveries along the way. I'm not the first one to discover these things by any stretch of the imagination, but these were completely new discoveries to me. I discovered that my body was not being attacked by anything. My body was doing what it was doing to help me. Our bodies listen to our thoughts. And when our thoughts, when we're living in a whirlwind of, I'm not okay, I don't know what to do, fear, doubt, guilt, worry, shame, blame, all of those thoughts that have been programmed into us from the external world. Remember, we are souls. We are brilliant beings of light here in physical bodies. As the soul, there is nothing wrong with any of us. But in this world, we have been bombarded by ideas of you have to do this and you can't do that, and you are this and you're not that, and you can do this and you can't do that. And we live in a very distorted society, in case you hadn't noticed. And it's hard to be a brilliant, bright light in a very dark world. So when we are trying to be a bright light and trying to fit ourselves into a dark world, being a bright light attracts attention. And it's really difficult to be different in a society that values sameness. So trying to fit into a distorted world doesn't work. We end up simply distorting ourselves and ourselves. So when we're worried, stressed, overwhelmed, anxious, fearful, our bodies are listening. Our bodies are responding. Those energies are the energies that we're incubating in. Those are the juices. That's the environment that we're providing our bodies. When we're wrapped up in fear, doubt, worry, anxiety, well, that's the internal environment that we're feeding ourselves. And our cells are responding appropriately to try to help us over the crisis. So our bodies are literally changing their shape to try to help us. But then when we go into healing, that's when the symptoms actually appear. That's when we start to not feel good. Healing is actually the hard part. Healing is the discomfort. So what do I mean by that? So let me give you a recent example. So somebody recently introduced me to what's called the gene keys. It's a super interesting thing. You get your hologenetic profile, and you can get your free one. Just go to genekeys.com. And one of the first things that came up on mine was it says, talking about your area of genius, says, my deepest purpose in life is to manifest the gift of leadership. To realize my purpose, I need to transform the shadow of arrogance. And that brought a whole bunch of things to the forefront. It started to make a lot of sense to me, because I grew up in an environment where there was a lot of arrogance, a lot of I'm right and you're wrong in my environment. So I grew up thinking I was wrong all the time, because people around me said, well, I'm right and you're doing it a different way, so you're wrong. So as a kid, that's what I learned. But then I also learned arrogance. I learned, well, there has to be right and wrong, and I need to be right. So I lived that way for a really long time. So when this was brought to my attention, I started to look for areas where I may still be holding on. I knew that I had transformed a lot of that, but I was still looking for places where, maybe I'm still holding on to some of it. So over the last week, I had an opportunity to notice arrogance in the form of judgment coming up in me. I witnessed something, interaction between people that was kind of uncomfortable, and it started triggering me. And suddenly and in my head, I'm thinking, well, this person should do this and that person should do this. And pretty soon it's like, whoa, hang on a second. There's that arrogance. So in that moment, I addressed that within me. I was able to pull that out and look at it and say, you know what? No more. I'm not doing this. And I transformed that energy in that moment. And unbeknownst to me at that moment, I really pulled out a core wound, something that I had been holding on in my core since childhood. So the next day, later in the day, all of a sudden, I started getting really, really, really cold. And I went, oh, I'm healing. I recognized it immediately that my body, that pattern was now being released from my body. It was being released from my core. So that freezing, the aches that came with it, the headache that started to come with it, I knew that this was the healing event. And I knew that once I got over the freezing and the aches and the headache and just the overall not feeling well, I knew that the next part was that I was going to need to sleep, because that's how the body restores itself. Now, most people would automatically, once they start feeling that shivering and the headache, most people are programmed to automatically say, oh no, I'm sick. Well, sick and healing are two opposites. We don't like being sick. We resist being sick. Matter of fact, most of the time we hate being sick. But we're programmed for sickness. We're programmed for what's wrong with me. We're programmed for disease. We're not programmed for healing. We're not taught that our bodies go into healing, that healing is actually the hard part. So when we're sick, there's usually a pretty long period of time where we're sick. It could vary, doesn't have to be a long time, but for the most part, when we're sick, we resist that. So what we resist persists. So because I knew what was going on with my body, I understood that I was healing. I was able to be gentle with my body. I was able to avoid going down that road of, oh no, I'm sick, something's wrong with me. And I was able to simply accept the process and allow that process to move through me. I was able to allow all those energies to be released from my core. And as those energies released, my heart space started opening wider and wider. And the healing happened. And even though it was intense for a couple of days, it moved through. And I'm on the other side. So we have to, in order to start learning how to get our bodies to heal themselves, we have to break through the automatic programming that we've received. We have to get brave. We have to get brave enough to tune in. I didn't have anybody else to show me how to get my body to heal itself. At the time, I didn't see anybody out there teaching self-healing. Oh, I saw people teaching, diet plans or this or that. And that's great. However, I knew that was not actually going to be my answer. I needed to know how to get my body to heal itself every single time, not by somebody else's diet or protocol or what worked for somebody else. What worked for somebody else, that's great. But there are so many plans out there, so many things that they work for a little while, then they don't. Believe it or not, you have all the answers right inside. When I started to tune in and I started to ask the questions of my soul, the universe, the higher self, source, whatever you want to call it. When I started to ask some empowering questions, such as, what do I need to know in order to change this? What do I need to know to get my body to heal itself naturally? When I was able to finally get the monkey mind to be quiet enough to let my soul's wisdom pour through, a quiet mind is the doorway to the soul. Once I got that monkey mind to quiet so that I could listen to my soul, so that I could hear the wisdom that it was willing to share with me, it came through and it said, hey, Lisa, you're not being attacked by anything. Your body is responding to your mental state. Your body is responding to your fear, doubt, guilt, shame, worry. And I went, oh. In that moment, it became completely obvious to me that disease is not what's happening to any of us, but it is what we have been programmed for. We don't even question it. We simply go, we simply don't feel well, and then we automatically go to the doctor, to somebody else, to ask them, what's wrong with me? And they're programmed to tell us what's wrong and to give us a pill to go for that, or a protocol, or some fancy medical treatment. So two roads diverged in the woods. One led to disease, the other led to self-healing. Which road did you take? Which road would you rather take? We cannot continue going down the same automatic programming and expect a different result. It simply is not possible. Our dear friend, Dr. Einstein, said, you cannot solve the problem from the problem. And the programming is the problem. Our bodies are not the problem. What's going on in our bodies is not what we think is going on. Healing is what's actually going on. And our bodies are designed to heal themselves automatically. But until you're willing to look at the programming, until you're willing to start questioning the disease model, the medical model, until you're willing to start tuning in and sourcing your information, your answers from your soul, from yourself, you will always be subject to somebody else's ideas, to somebody else's answers. And in this case, somebody else's answers are putting a whole lot of money into somebody else's pocket. And they're not solving much of anything. When we look out in the world today, we see disease rampant. And very few are questioning. But if you're here, you're one of the ones that's ready to question. You are questioning. You are seeing through. You are here as a light worker. You are here as one to bring new consciousness to this planet. You wouldn't be watching this if you weren't. So kudos to you. We are all in this together. We are here to kick it up a notch on this planet. We're here to clear out the old, distorted, 3D inverted matrix programming of disease and poverty and war, all of this stuff that we have been programmed with for hundreds of thousands of years. We're here to break the spell. We're here to break those old programs that are corrupt and distorted. And we're here to install the new software. We're here to return to peace. We are here to return to well-being, to harmony. We are here to heal this beautiful planet, our society, and ourselves. And it starts with healing ourselves. Because when you know how to heal yourself, you know how to bring inner peace home to you. You start to learn how to quiet that monkey mind, all of that programming. You learn to shut off the programming so you can actually source wisdom from your soul. So you can actually get clear guidance from source itself. So that you can bring you, the soul, the inner well-being that you are, you as the soul are well-being itself. Your soul cannot be diseased. Your soul cannot be impoverished. But the programming can give us that experience here in physical form. It's time to break the programs. It's time to take our own power back. It's time to stop giving away our own authority to some external authority or expert. You are the only expert on you. There is nobody else in your body other than you. You have all the answers. You know exactly what's out of alignment. You know exactly what's going on in that monkey mind. You know exactly what thought patterns are no longer serving you. You know exactly what energies you are embodying: fear, doubt, guilt, shame, worry, joy, happiness, excitement, enthusiasm. What are some of those are super empowering and are really fun to embody. And some of those are not. You know which ones are not, and you know which ones are disempowering you. Therefore, you have everything you need. You have all the information right inside to show you what's going on with your body and what you need to do to change it. Are you ready to start listening to yourself? Are you ready to start receiving guidance from your own soul, source itself? Or are you going to keep listening to other humans who have also been programmed? It's your choice. But the great thing is we all have choice. And if you're at a choice point, you're ready to make a brand new choice, and you'd rather start sourcing all of your information from yourself, so you can start trusting yourself and yourselves, I'm here to help you do that. I'm not here to give you your answers, but I am here to help you learn how to source your own answers. Because my journey was a really long and winding road of trying to figure out how to fix what was wrong with me. It took me a long time to figure out that there was literally nothing wrong with me and how to actually embody that so that I could start shining my light and so that I could start actually living my soul's purpose of being a leader. First, I had to lead myself back to my own well-being. And by doing that, now I have learned how to make that journey that was a really long and winding road for me to be actually a straight shot. Because we cut out all the extraneous bullshit, sorry, but it's what the programming is. And to start learning what's actually true, what's actually happening to our bodies. There's nothing happening to our bodies, it's happening through our bodies, it's happening by our bodies for us. Every single thing that our bodies do is meaningful and purposeful. There's a reason your body is doing what it's doing. Your body is intelligent. It is designed by source. It is designed to divine perfection. There is nothing wrong with your body. Whatever is going on in your body is going on for you. Your body is literally trying to help you. Are you ready to break the spell of what's wrong with you? Are you ready to break the programming of disease? Are you ready to break the automatic response of looking to somebody else for your answers? Are you ready to start sourcing your answers from the ultimate authority on you? You. If you are ready for this, please reach out to me. I am here to help. My website is connecting you to you. Connecting you, the one that thinks there's something wrong with you, to the you, where that is the well-being, infinite well-being. To you, the soul, that there is never anything wrong with. Are you ready? If so, please reach out. I'd be more than happy to talk to you. see what I can do to help you. I have programs, I have coaching, I have all kinds of resources available for you. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful. So please consider, what are the things that you do automatically without even thinking about it? You're ready to start breaking the automatic programming and start living consciously from the well-being you are. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, I am Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing, which is available on Amazon. And you can reach me at connectingyoutoyou.com. Thanks so much for joining me today. And until next week, create for yourselves a fantastic week. Bye for now.